Are you living with pain? I want to introduce you to a very key person that you need to be connected with, and that is Heather Phillips. She is an energy movement mentor, and she's with me today. Heather, thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk about an important subject, and that is this idea of repetitive strain injury. I know it can come from different ways, but tell us what repetitive strain injury really is.
Well, repetitive strain injury is just as it sounds. It's a strain in a muscle or tendon or a ligament or fascia that will affect the joint. How you get repetitive strain injury is by doing the same movement over and over and over and over again. Sometimes you will remember to stretch and warm up before you do your repetitive job or your repetitive gaming, and sometimes you won't remember to warm up first. Either way, when you continue to do the same activity over and over and over again, you could strain your muscles, tendons, ligaments, and affect the joint.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking you mentioned gaming, and I'm thinking about people who are, doing a lot of gaming. I can't imagine that they're actually stretching before they hop on, that game. But is that what I'm hearing you say, that there are exercises that they can do and should be doing before they actually jump into that game?
Well, either before they jump into the game, I'm sure they do something like this, or, bend their fingers, or, but there's a really key muscle in there's lots of muscles in your fingers and your hands and your wrists. So carpal tunnel syndrome is the medical term for repetitive strain injury for your wrist. So if you have a repetitive strain injury, you can usually fix it with movement exercises, with stretching, with just giving your wrists a break or your fingers a break, or in some cases for opponent's pollicis longus, it's the muscle that's here and here. Mm-hmm. And in order to strengthen that muscle, you're going to basically stretch it in the grain with the grain of the muscle, the way the muscle goes. And then you can do the same on this side, like so, right? Oh. So, and if they're feeling a little bit too tight, then of course we know that we can stretch them. Or a very simple way is if they're feeling really tight and you feel like your hand's always like this, like really, then you can actually squish them to loosen them up.
So, now with repetitive strain injuries, like you said, gaming is one thing, but then I'm thinking about people who work in factories or, work in an environment that they're on the line, so to speak. Is it the same kind of thing, or does that get treated in a different way? Are there different stretches for people who are working on an assembly line, for example?
Well, each part of the body is going to require a different type of activity and stretching, and in my case, energy movement. So for instance, you've got a repetitive work environment that causes you to do a lifting motion like this all day long. You only do it one direction for 2 hours, and then the next part of the assembly line might be squatting, lifting, pushing, squatting, lifting, pushing, and you might be doing that for another 20 minutes to half hour or an hour. And so you can see by just the way of the body moving the same way over and over and over again, it could get tired. And from my perspective, I work from an energy movement perspective. All the muscles are connected to a different energy circuit of the body. So if you continue to access and use a muscle, you're also putting more energy into the circuit. And you can only imagine, if you keep putting more energy into a circuit, at some point it's going to blow. If you blow the circuit, the muscles associated with that circle stop working. So you want to make sure that you balance the circuitry and you balance the muscles on a different circuit. And when I teach the energy movement, you learn some of this stuff.
It's interesting what you just said too, because you were mentioning a couple of different movements, doing this for 2 hours or doing this for 2 hours. And obviously that is such a customized thing because everyone's in a different job and they do different things. And that's exactly why, again, if you're watching this right now and you are one of those people who's doing that type of movement or similar movement, repetitively over and over again, Heather is the person that you need to talk to, because as she mentioned, it's about the circuits, and that's what she specializes in. So thank you so much, Heather, for jumping in and sharing these key things with us. Certainly people want to connect with you. How are they going to go about doing that?
Well, they can email me at heather@muscletuners.fit, or they can go to winthepaingame.com and register for Win the Pain Game 4-day free challenge.
Nice. Okay, thanks so much, Heather. I really appreciate this. I know a lot of people will be helped from these quick tips and all that you have to share when they contact you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Cheryl.